This is my disc destroyer. It's a mean little machine with one job, testing grinding discs. With so many grinding discs and countless reviews, it's hard to separate fact from fiction. This is where the disc destroyer comes in. It cuts through the noise, delivering real results. No bias, no sponsorships, just cold hard tests. Grinding discs can face a lot of real-world challenges, like high and low pressures, hot and cold materials, and of course, fast and slow speeds. This machine tests it all, so that we can finally find the truth in the reviews. Today I am testing the Pferd Polifan Extra Type 29 flap disc coming in at $5.19. I searched far and wide for opinions on this disc, but I came up empty. Across the web, no one has any strong opinions, positive or negative, about this flap disc. But that doesn't mean people aren't still buying them totally blind. So instead, I'll test this disc myself. I'll identify its strengths and weaknesses, so you know what you're getting before you buy. Let me break this down for you. Each disc will be grinding this test bar to see how much it can remove within 20 minutes time. This will chart out its story and tell us exactly how this disc behaves based on how much material it removes at any given point. But if the disc stops effectively grinding the bar or just straight up disintegrates, the test is over. Let's begin. To get an understanding of this disc, I need to get a baseline of how it performs under pretty average conditions. I'll go about this by simulating light pressure grinding with a 4-pound weight. This is roughly the weight of the grinder. So I set up my first test and let the disc start grinding. And the results told an interesting story. Overall, the experiment was relatively short-lived, with the disc seeming to lose effectiveness after just 5 minutes. When I measured the coupon, I saw about 5 inches of material had been cut. For a baseline, this is not feeling like a 5-star performance, but middle of the road. Next, I wanted to see how well the disc would grind against a hot weld. To simulate that, I heated up the first few inches of the coupon. My hope is the softer, hot metal will boost the durability of this disc into something that feels more like 5 stars. Unfortunately, the results were identical, with less than an inch more being cut in the same amount of time. So what's going on here? It seems that at higher speeds, the abrasive particles on the flap disc are being used up more rapidly, causing the disc to wear down faster. To compensate for this, I am going to keep the same weight, but drop my grinder speeds from 11,000 RPMs to 6,000. This should increase the disc durability. And ultimately, this proved right. On both hot and cold metal, the disc's durability doubled, hitting 10 minutes before losing its effectiveness. However, the slower RPMs proved to be a double-edged sword. Though the disc lasted longer, it cut at a much slower rate. It removed just a few inches more in twice the amount of time. So what's happening here? It's safe to say that these discs are glazing, or losing abrasive quality very quickly. In all cases tested so far, the abrasives don't break through the material effectively. Plus, while grinding with light pressure, the flap disc may not be making enough contact with the material to perform at its best. This disc could just be skidding over the material, rather than grinding into it. So what if I increase the pressure? Will that increase its cutting effectiveness? To test this, I raised the speeds back to 11,000 and changed my 4-pound weight for 8. The results of this test gave the most happy medium of outcomes. With heavier pressure applied, the disc was able to cut the most amount of material yet at 8 inches. But it also wasn't able to last longer than the previous test, losing effectiveness at around 7.5 minutes. The higher pressure cut more material by increasing contact, but glazed a bit sooner. And when I reapplied heat to my test material, the results were again nearly the same, if not slightly worse. It seems heat has no positive effect on the disc and may actually hinder its performance. There is still a lot of material left on this flap disc, but it's unfortunate that it glazes over very easily no matter what the pressure is. So what do these results tell us about the Pferd Polifan Extra? If you want the highest removal speeds, use this disc with heavy pressure on cold material. This will come at the cost of a shorter lifespan. So only use this if you need a decent amount done fast. You're probably going to get 7 to 10 minutes of use before it glazes. Now that you know how to get the most out of this disc, it's up to you to decide if these results are worth the $5.19 price tag. If you'd like to see the data I've collected for this disc, as well as the other discs in these tests, I've posted them at the Fireball forum, linked in the description. I'm going to keep posting more and more of these test videos, so stay tuned to find the truth in the reviews. And if you're wondering why I built the rig the way I did, how it works, and what it's all about, I have a video that goes into great detail that you should check out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.